on this one tonight, okay? What we did finish up last time, if I can get this up here, is the look of the overall laser itself, okay? So what we were doing is we were creating several different cylinders. We'll open up a file that gets us to this point. And then we're putting some little noise maps into the opacity and on the color, varying the color to create the look of the laser itself, okay? So this is where we want to kind of finish up. So let's open up a file so we all are at the same spot here. We'll hit the green button open. We'll dance on back to 665 resources and scenes. And then the one we're going to start with, guys, laser beam continued. Laser beam continued. Go and open that up. Okay, very good. Now you want to save this back to your folder. Can you do that? Go ahead and save that back. Give it to you. Okay. Now remember how we did this, guys? We created a series of very long and varying diameter or varying radius cylinders. You can see. Then what we did is we added a material to each, a self-illuminated noise map. Now, let's go ahead and open up the material editor. And what you can do is kind of inspect these on your own. But if you select one of them, guys, okay, you'll notice, number one, that we have a couple different noise maps, one in the diffuse color and then one down in the opacity. We have fully self-illuminated on here, so it gives the impression that it's glowing or giving off light even though it's not glowing. And then we also varied the color on each of these. We varied also the amount of the diffuse color down below. So some of that diffuse color swatch was kind of now bleeding into the color that we were creating. So you can kind of look those over at your convenience, but that's basically how far we got. Okay. One thing that I don't think that we did that I ended up doing on this one is I spun a couple of the cylinders. You can see that if you scrub through in the left-handed view, you see a couple of the inside cylinders there are actually rotating. That's what actually gives the look of it kind of moving around a little bit. See that? That would be the very same file right there. We also added a glow to it by way of video post. That's pretty much how far we got. Okay, now the next thing we got to do on this, guys, is we need to be able to turn the laser on and off. Tony, I think this is what you were talking about last time. As if it's basically pulsating, shooting these beams at intermittent rates at the planet itself. Here, this is what we're going to do on that. This is our intention. And the way we're going to make that happen, guys, is by way of a visibility track. This is going to then be composited right on top of the exploding planet. You got that? Okay. So here's what I'd like you to do. Let's go ahead and hit H. And I'd like you to select laser 1. Now that's the one on the very inside. You can see that the smallest little ring there in the left-handed view. Okay? Very good. Now what I'd like you to do in setting up the visibility track, and guys remember this, you may very well need this on your project, okay, if something's exploding. Let's right-click and go to your dope sheet. Very good. And then what I want to do is open up the filter. It's the third one from the left up at the top. In fact, you don't even have to open it up. Just right-click on it. And just make sure that animated tracks is off and selected objects only is on. Okay, so the only one we'll have displayed now in here will be the one that we've got selected. Okay, now here's what I'd like to do. Oh, you got to close up for me there. There we go. Okay, guys, use the white hand on the left-hand side and go kind of farther down to the bottom until you see the name of the cylinder, laser 1. Okay, we need to put a visibility track on all of these. We'll start with this one. So open up laser 1. Okay, verify that there are no visibility issues or tracks on this right now, so you have to manually add that in. Remember how to do that. You select first the name of the object on the left. So click on the name laser 1. That tells Max what you're planning on working on. Now, here's how you do the visibility. Go up to the Edit pull-down in that same box, choose Visibility Track, and then Add. There we go. Okay. So, guys, if you remember, our best success was by using the on-off controller on visibility, the blue line that went across. You've got to set that up also manually. It's not the default controller type for the visibility. So click on the left on the name Visibility. That just tells Max what you're going to work on. And then open up Edit again, go to Controller, Assign. Okay, now we don't have to be real specific here, but these are all different ways that you can control visibility. Just go, I don't know, 3/4 of the way down the list and double click on off. So that now changes the type of controller. Remember how this one works. On any frame where the blue line is on top of, it's visible. Okay? So what we want to do is we now need to turn this kind of off and on. So watch this one again. This is the effect we're trying to create. And bam. And then it stays on longer for that power surge. Okay, so what I did, guys, is I timed this out. And these are the numbers that we're going to be using on this. I'll put this back up here in just a second. So it looks like it's off until frame 10 to 13. So we want to start with it off. So here's how we're going to do that. You're back on the blue line. Okay, somewhere around the blue line, right click. And then with the little minimized menu up, or the watered down menu, the small menu, choose Add Remove Keys. Okay, so creating a keyframe, guys, on the blue line is what will turn it on and off. Now, all I want you to do is to go before frame 0 on that blue line. Anywhere it's 0 or before, and go ahead and click. Okay, so that basically means now that it's off. Now look, the number that we want to focus in on is going to be in this first little square down at the bottom. Okay, now what are the numbers? Now we want it to be on 10 to 13. So go somewhere a little bit after that and click on that same line, turning the blue bar back on. Now don't worry about being specific, guys, because once you add that key, look here, all you do is come down to where that frame number is and change that frame number to 10. You see that? Okay, now click somewhere else on the blue line after that key. And then worrying about the number, just change that one to 13. So you see that? Okay, let's look at the next one here. Then it's off, it turns back on at 17 to 20. So let's go back in. Go back and click after that. The blue band comes back on, and turn that on to 17. Click after that again, and whatever that number is, change it to 20. So remember, it's where the blue line is that'll make it on. I'll leave this up here if you need it for another couple moments there. Okay? So it's 2 quick bursts, and then it's going to hang for a minute as more of that little laser power surge makes contact with the planet. So we've got one more time for being on, 33 to 50, or 35 to 55. So click on that same row again, type in 35, click on that same row one last time, and type in 55. Very good. So look at the way this looks. So it's off in the beginning. There's a couple short bursts. There's another longer delay. And then boom, it's hit with all the power. And that's what creates the explosion. Remember, the explosion's at frame 50. So it goes right into that time. Got that? Okay. Okay, now let's go ahead and minimize the dope sheet. Now, guys, to verify whether this is going to work or not, the way we've got it set up, I can't have those 5 outside cylinders visible, because I'm not going to be able to see the inside one on whether it's going on or off. So is it still that inside one selected? Right-click on the screen. Okay, look at the top square, and you want to hide the unselected. Hide the unselected. So that should leave just that one now visibility track beam up on the screen. Okay, go back to frame 0 and go ahead now and render. So it should be off. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my render up a little bit, and just so I can leave that render button open, and then be able to see my timeline. Okay, let's go to frame 12. Now it should be on. Go ahead and render that. Okay, there it is. Now it's a very thin line, but you can see. You ought to be rendering the camera view. Make sure you're in the camera view on that. Okay, render frame 15. It should be off. Yep. Render 18. It should be on. Yep. Render 30. It should be off. And then render 40. That should have it back on. And then if you go to 60, it should be off. So everything coordinate on that? Okay. See, here's the cool thing. Once we have one set up, I'm going to show you how you can copy and paste all that information to the other 5. You got it? I'd hate to want to have to do that 6 separate times. Okay, very good. So you can close the render. Okay, guys, we want to now unhide all of them. So right-click on the screen, and in the top square, unhide all. So we should get all 6 of them back. Okay. Okay, guys, hit H. And let's first work on simply copying over to the second one. So we're going to select, hold down Shift. You're going to get laser 1 and 2. Laser 1 and 2. And then say OK. Okay, now you can reopen the dope sheet. Very good. Now, because we had selected objects as being our filter, we have 2 things selected, and now you can see them both. Now, guys, if you're planning on copying and pasting something to another object, you have to have a similar track. So in other words, if I don't have a visibility track on laser 2, I can't copy and paste the visibility off laser 1. So that's one thing we will have to manually do. Open up laser 2. Verify that there is no, in fact, you might want to pull that down a little ways there. There is no visibility. So click on the name laser 2 on the left. And now go ahead and add it in. So do an edit, and then we'll do a visibility track add. Okay. Now the cool thing about this copy and paste, you know, I think normal tendency would be, well, you better put that on-off controller on that second one, or I can't copy the on-off information from the first. No. You can actually copy and paste the tracks the way they are, and it'll automatically make it an on-off controller. So watch this. How do you copy the first visibility? Go click on the first visibility track for 1. Click on the name. That selects that track. Okay, right click. Okay, now what I want you to do, guys, is look in the bottom right square. And you see where it says copy? Go ahead now and choose that. Very good. Okay, now click on the laser 2 visibility. Make sure you have the name. Right click. And now you can paste. Okay, now what you want to do on this is you want to use an instance, because if you want to change any of the numbers, maybe later on, you change them in one place, they'll change them in all 5 or all 6. So don't copy, choose instance, and now say OK. Look at that. So what a time saver. And you know what, guys? You can do all the rest of them the same way at the same time. So watch this. Go back in the window and hit Control A. That selects them all. That's the Max shortcut for select all. Okay. Now the one thing you do have to do is you have to add the visibility. So stretch this dope sheet out farther and open up now 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Okay. The cool thing about it is, you think you can add a visibility to more than one thing at a time? Yeah. So watch this. Click on the name laser 3. Hold Control and click on the name laser 4, laser 5, and laser 6. You will add visibility tracks to whatever you have selected when you go in to add the track. You got them all selected on the left? See the names? Okay. Go up to Edit. Go up to Visibility and go to Add. And they're all in place. Now, guys, when you copied and pasted that on-off controller, it's still on the clipboard. It's still in the paste get ready mode. So click on laser 3 visibility, hold down Control, laser 4 visibility, laser 5, and laser 6, the visibility tracks. So you should have the visibility tracks for lasers 3, 4, 5, 6. Right click, paste, make sure it's on an instance and say OK. Maybe you got them all. That probably saved us 10 minutes of work right there. You got that? So they're all now set up the identical way. You did? Very good. Okay. Okay, you can close that up. And let's see indeed whether things did in fact work. Go back to frame 5. This would be when they're off, and render the perspective view. It should be off. Okay, go to frame 12. This is right in the middle of these hopefully being on. Go ahead and render, and indeed they are. So you're ready. We set it up correctly, okay? So in essence, guys, what we now have, bless you, is this right here. It was rendered out. That's what you would end up with. So Tony, that's how I made it grow and get back in. Okay? Very good. Okay, guys, let's go back to frame 0. And let's save this project to your folder. Okay. Now, for the first time, we're going to start combining the scenes together. Now, guys, remember how we were very, very clear on making sure that we snap the cylinders to the middle of the grid? And we are very clear in the other file that when we made the planet, we were using the keyboard entry. So it put the planet right in the middle of the grid. The biggest problem between our two files that we're going to combine together is they have to match up. They have to line up. Okay? So here's how we're going to do this. There are two things that I want to bring into this file from the previous planet explosion. I want to bring in the planet just for a moment to make sure that the laser is hitting it, and I want to get the camera. Remember how we made a camera in that other file? If we put that camera in this scene, the two will be at the very, very same angle. Okay? So here's what we're going to do. Now, how do you bring in things from other scenes? Well, you don't do a file open. You do an import merge. So here it is. You did save up. Okay, hit the green button. Now, no more clicking. No more clicking. Rest your mouse on import. And these are all going to be your import commands. They give you the command name. And thanks, Max, they also provide kind of a little definition. Now, read the definition for merge. You're going to insert objects from an outside maps file into the current scene. That's what we want. So choose import merge. Okay, very good. Now we got to go get certain things out of that exploding planet file. So let's navigate back to student access. Let's open up CIDG resources and scenes. Now guys, I brought mine in as opposed to using yours just for safety's sake. So the one that you now want to open is called Outer Space Explosion Completed. Outer Space Explosion Completed. Okay, now what that'll do is that'll bring a list up of all the other items in that other scene, including the camera, including our lights, including our mesh bomb. It's all there. Okay, now the parts that we want here are only two. Number one, single click on camera, and then hold the control key down, and then single click on planet. Very good. Now we're ready to go. Go ahead and say OK. And they're in. Okay, now the next thing we want to do on this, guys, is we immediately want to line up the camera. So with the perspective view active, hit C. And it automatically goes now to that camera view. Now what I want you to do is I want you to now scrub through here, and when the laser is visible, just verify that it indeed hits the planet. It's going to be really difficult, guys, to make it look realistic if the damn laser doesn't actually hit what makes it, what's supposedly going to explode. So we got that. Okay? Okay. Okay, now that we've done that, we don't need the planet. The planet's in the previous movie, right? Okay, so we can now hide the planet. So click away, select the planet, right click, and just hide selection. There. So you know what we just did? We locked down the angle of the laser to be number one hitting the planet and to be at the exact same angle as the other file. You see how we lock those two together? Okay, very good. Now, let's go ahead and deselect everything if we haven't already, and I'd like to hold. Okay, what we probably also want to do on this, guys, is let's save it up. You can just go ahead again and click on the floppy disk. Okay, now remember, we set up a glow through video post for these lasers, right? Okay, well, that glow, guys, had a scene event, but we didn't have a camera at the time. So if we would plan on rendering this and it render the camera view, we'd have to change the scene event in video post from perspective to camera. So open up rendering, open up video post. See, look at the top entry here. The scene event is using the old perspective view. So double click on the name perspective in the queue. And then up at the top, look where I am with the laser. If you open that list up, you won't see perspective anymore because it's not one of the 4 windows. So change to camera. Now say OK. See, that'll set up the render correctly. OK. Now, guys, what I'm concerned about here is, remember the problem we had last time? I don't know if everybody had the problem. I did. I continue to have problems rendering these QuickTime movies out. So let's hold here again. That way, if we have to, we can come back to this exact spot. Okay. Then, let's go ahead now and create an output event as if we're going to render this. So go ahead now and click on the little yellow card with the arrow that points down. That's going to output this. Make sure nothing is selected in the queue. Okay, now click on Files. Very good. Now, you can put this in your folder on the server. Okay, and this is typically where we had the problems. Let's go down to our file name, and we'll call this laser beam. And here's the deal. See, this is going to be the top layer. In order for the top layer to show through to the bottom layer, you have to render this out as a QuickTime movie. We don't have the choice. We cannot use AVI. So this is typically where we run into the problem. So let's go ahead now and open up all formats and go MOV QuickTime. Okay. Now it's at that point, guys, where I seem to run into a problem. Go ahead now and click on Save. Same thing happened again. Okay. So what's going to end up happening, guys, when we get to our projects are going to ask you to render in QuickTime format. Try one time through. If it doesn't work, render out as an AVI instead. Okay, I'll show you more about that when we get there. So there's some glitch in here that's not allowing us to do this, okay? The nice thing about it is I've already got the movie rendered. I've had this problem in here before. So I rendered it out, including the transparency, so now we can actually composite the 2 darn things together. Okay, so the best we can do on that, guys, is go ahead and cancel that, close that, and save that. Okay? Very good. Okay, so in essence, what we should have enabled us to get is this here. That's what we should have ended up with. Okay, now watch what we have. We have the laser, and we also have the planet. So now this is where we can proceed, and we can render this out as a composition or a composite. Okay? I've got the 2 movies. We'll work on those. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead, first of all, guys, you can clear the screen. We're not going to use anything other than the 2 movies. So let's do a new scene. No save. You just saved it, so it shouldn't come up. Okay, open up the rendering.